it was very interesting to me to fly in southern waters rather than in the north.
She was a pioneering pilot, the first person to fly solo from Hawaii to the mainland U.S., and also the subject of one of the world's greatest mysteries.
Amelia Earhart, the famous pilot who vanished in 1937 while trying to fly around the world, has remained one of history's greatest mysteries until now. After almost 90 years of searching, her missing plane has reportedly been found, and the place where it turned up will truly shock you. How did it end up there, and why did it take so long to find? What does this mean for the story we've all believed for so long?
And now this photograph, unearthed by history investigators from the National Archives, appears to show Earhart and Fred Noonan, her navigator, on the dock in the Marshall Islands.
Join us as we dive into where the plane was discovered, how it was found, and what this amazing find could finally tell us about her disappearance. A breakthrough after decades of searching. For nearly 88 years, Amelia Earhart's disappearance has remained a mystery. But in early 2024, there was a big development. A marine exploration company called Deep Sea Vision, based in South Carolina, said they may have found her missing plane. They captured a sonar image in the Pacific Ocean that looks like Earhart's Lockheed 10E Electra. The image was found about 100 miles west of Howland Island, where Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, were supposed to stop and refuel before vanishing in 1937. The discovery was made using a deep-sea drone called the Hugin 6000. This advanced underwater vehicle can dive as deep as 6,000 meters and uses powerful sonar to scan the ocean floor. Over several months, it covered more than 5,200 square miles and eventually picked up an image of what looks like a plane about 16,000 feet below the surface. But it gets even more interesting. The expedition was spearheaded by Tony Romeo, a pilot and former U.S. Air Force intelligence officer. Demonstrating remarkable dedication, Romeo funded the $11 million search by liquidating his commercial real estate holdings. He was accompanied by a team of 16 experts, including his two brothers, who are also pilots. Romeo expressed his enthusiasm, stating it is maybe the most exciting thing he'll ever do in his life. While the sonar image presents a promising lead, experts caution that further investigation is necessary to confirm the object's identity. Underwater archaeologist Andrew Pietruska emphasized that, until you physically take a look at it, there's no way to say for sure what it is. The team plans to return to the site for a more detailed examination, which may include deploying remotely operated vehicles equipped with cameras to capture visual evidence. When confirmed to be Earhart's aircraft, the discovery could offer unprecedented insights into the final moments of her ill-fated journey. Experts suggest that the cold, low-oxygen environment at such depths may have preserved parts of the aircraft, potentially including navigational instruments or personal artifacts. Analyzing these items could shed light on whether Earhart and Noonan attempted an emergency landing or ditched into the sea. The potential discovery of Amelia Earhart's plane marks a significant milestone in one of aviation's greatest mysteries. While confirmation is pending, the findings have reignited global interest and underscore the advancements in deep-sea exploration technology. As the world awaits further developments, this breakthrough brings us closer to understanding the fate of a pioneering aviator whose legacy continues to inspire. But why is this location shocking? Let's take a look. Why this location is so shocking.
I hope to accomplish something really scientifically worthwhile for aviation.
For decades, the prevailing belief was that Amelia Earhart's Lockheed 10E Electra had crashed near Howland Island, her intended refueling stop during her 1937 world flight. However, the recent sonar image captured by Deep Sea Vision, suggesting the plane's presence approximately 100 miles west of Howland Island, challenges this long-held assumption. This unexpected location has reignited debates and theories about the final moments of Earhart's journey. The discovery's location stands in contrast to the widely accepted crash and sink theory, which posited that Earhart's plane went down close to Howland Island due to fuel exhaustion. The new findings suggest a different trajectory, prompting experts to reconsider the flight's final path and the decisions made in its concluding hours. If the sonar image does indeed depict Earhart's aircraft, it could necessitate a revision of historical accounts regarding her disappearance. The plane's location might indicate that Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, veered off course more significantly than previously believed, possibly due to navigational errors or unforeseen challenges. The unexpected location has also brought renewed attention to alternative theories about Earhart's fate. Some researchers have speculated that she might have attempted to reach other islands or was forced to alter her course due to weather conditions or mechanical issues. This discovery adds weight to such hypotheses, suggesting that the true story might be more complex than initially thought. But it is necessary that we understand the circumstances that led to Amelia's embarking on this expedition to completely appreciate the significance of this discovery. The ambitious world flight.
By now, you may have heard that the plane of the iconic pilot Amelia Earhart may have finally been found in the Pacific Ocean.
Born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas, Amelia Mary Earhart exhibited an adventurous spirit from a young age. Defying the traditional expectations of girls in her era, she engaged in activities like climbing trees and hunting rats with a .22 rifle. Her fascination with aviation ignited in 1920, when pilot Frank Hawks took her on a flight that left her determined to pursue flying. By 1921, she began flying lessons with Netta Snook and soon purchased her first plane, a Kinner Airster, which she affectionately named the Canary. In 1922, she set a women's altitude record by soaring to 14,000 feet. Amelia Earhart accomplished several groundbreaking feats during her flying career. She was the first female passenger to fly across the Atlantic Ocean in 1928. Not content to just be a passenger, she became the first woman and the second person after Charles Lindbergh to pilot a solo transatlantic flight in 1932. Her journey from Newfoundland to Ireland in a Lockheed Vega 5B was fraught with challenges, including mechanical issues and inclement weather, but she persevered, landing safely after nearly 15 hours. In 1937, Earhart embarked on her most daring endeavor yet, which was to circumnavigate the globe along the equator, a journey of approximately 29,000 miles. Accompanied by navigator Fred Noonan, she aimed to be the first woman to complete such a voyage. The journey began in Miami and covered vast stretches across South America, Africa, and Asia. Despite facing technical issues and challenging weather conditions, the duo pressed on, embodying the spirit of exploration and determination. On July 2, 1937, Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, embarked on the most perilous leg of their ambitious journey, which is a 2,227 nautical mile flight from Lae, New Guinea, to Howland Island, a minuscule speck in the vast Pacific Ocean. Despite favorable weather reports at takeoff, unforeseen challenges awaited them. Overcast skies and intermittent rain showers soon obscured the stars, rendering Noonan's primary navigation method, celestial navigation, ineffective. Compounding the difficulty, unexpected headwinds increased by 10 to 12 miles per hour, potentially throwing them off course and consuming more fuel than anticipated. Throughout the flight, Earhart made intermittent radio transmissions, many of which were faint and plagued by static. At 7:42 a.m. local time, she reported to the Coast Guard cutter Itasca, stationed near Howland Island, that they must be on them but could not see them, that their fuel was running low, that they had been unable to reach the cutter by radio, and that they were flying at 1,000 feet. In response, the Itasca generated thick black smoke to aid in visual identification, but the Electra remained unseen. Her final confirmed transmission at 8:43 a.m. stated that they were on line 157337, that they would repeat the message, and that they were running north and south. These messages suggest they were close to Howland Island but unable to locate it, possibly due to navigational errors or equipment malfunctions. Here's the shocking part. In the days leading up to this fateful flight, several warning signs emerged. Earhart had previously crashed her Lockheed Electra during a takeoff attempt in Hawaii, raising concerns about the aircraft's reliability. Additionally, she had removed the Morse code key from the plane, relying solely on voice transmissions despite known limitations in radio communication over vast oceanic distances. Notably, she expressed a sense of foreboding to friends and colleagues. To fellow aviator Jacqueline Cochran, she handed over a small silk American flag she usually carried on her flights, telling her that it was better she took it then. She also confided in a friend that she had a feeling she might not come back. Following Earhart's disappearance, an extensive search was launched, authorized by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Despite covering 250,000 square miles of ocean and deploying numerous ships and aircraft, no trace of Earhart, Noonan, or the Electra was found. Earhart's final letter to her husband, George Putnam, encapsulated her indomitable spirit. She wrote that she was quite aware of the hazards, that women must try to do things as men had tried, and that when they failed, their failure must serve as a challenge to others. Over the years, various theories have emerged, ranging from the plausible to the fantastical, but none have provided conclusive answers. Let's take a look at them. Accounts about her disappearance. Among the various accounts about Amelia Earhart's disappearance, the notion that she and her navigator, Fred Noonan, were captured by the Japanese has garnered significant attention. Proponents of this theory suggest that after failing to locate Howland Island, Earhart and Noonan landed in the Marshall Islands, which were under Japanese control at the time. This account suggests that the Japanese military, suspecting them of espionage, detained the aviators. Some accounts even claim that Earhart and Noonan were transported to Saipan, where they ultimately perished in captivity. This theory gained traction with the discovery of a photograph in the U.S. National Archives, purportedly showing Earhart and Noonan on a dock in the Marshall Islands, though the authenticity and timing of the photo have been subjects of debate. Supporters of the Japanese capture theory often cite anecdotal evidence from residents of the Marshall Islands and Saipan. Some locals have recounted stories passed down through generations about two foreigners, a man and a woman, being taken into custody by Japanese forces during the late 1930s. These narratives, while compelling, lack corroborative documentation. Additionally, the Marshall Islands issued commemorative stamps in 1987 depicting Earhart's plane and her alleged capture, reflecting the cultural resonance of this theory within the region. Despite the intriguing nature of the Japanese capture theory, many historians and aviation experts remain skeptical. Critics argue that the theory lacks concrete evidence and relies heavily on anecdotal accounts and circumstantial artifacts. Furthermore, the logistical challenges of Earhart's plane reaching the Marshall Islands, given fuel constraints and navigational difficulties, cast doubt on this scenario. Analyses of Earhart's last known radio transmissions suggest she was near Howland Island, making a diversion to the Marshall Islands improbable. The Japanese capture theory persists, fueled by a combination of unresolved questions, cultural narratives, and the human desire for closure. Its endurance highlights the complexities of historical investigation, where definitive answers remain elusive and multiple interpretations coexist. While the theory may never be conclusively proven or disproven, it continues to captivate the public imagination and underscores the enduring mystery of Amelia Earhart's fate. One of the more controversial theories suggests that Amelia Earhart survived her disappearance and returned to the United States under the assumed identity of Irene Bolam, a New Jersey banker. This claim was popularized by the 1970 book Amelia Earhart Lives by Joe Kloss, which posited that Earhart, after being rescued from Japanese captivity, chose to live a private life away from the public eye. However, Irene Bolam vehemently denied these allegations and filed a lawsuit against the publisher, leading to the book's withdrawal from circulation. Subsequent investigations and comparisons of photographs and personal histories have largely debunked this theory, affirming that Irene Bolam was not Amelia Earhart. Another hypothesis posits that Earhart may have turned back during her flight and attempted to reach Rabaul, an airfield on New Britain Island, northeast of mainland Papua New Guinea. In 1945, Australian Army Corporal Donald Angwin reported discovering a wrecked aircraft in the jungle, approximately 40 miles southwest of Rabaul. The aircraft was described as a twin-engined, unpainted, all-metal plane, similar to Earhart's Lockheed Electra. A map noting the location and serial numbers from the wreckage was found years later, but subsequent searches failed to locate the aircraft, leaving the theory unconfirmed. Building upon the Nikumaroro castaway theory, some researchers suggest that after Earhart and Noonan perished on the island, their remains were consumed by coconut crabs. These large, land-dwelling crabs are known for their scavenging behavior and powerful claws capable of breaking bones. It's theorized that the crabs may have scattered or destroyed evidence of Earhart's presence, complicating efforts to find definitive proof of her fate. Venturing into the realm of the fantastical, some fringe theories propose that Earhart was either abducted by extraterrestrials or rescued by inhabitants of a subterranean civilization known as Agartha. These ideas, lacking any credible evidence, have been popularized by science fiction narratives and conspiracy theorists. For instance, a 2015 blog post speculated that Agarthans used teleportation technology to save Earhart before her plane crashed, explaining the absence of wreckage. However, recent developments such as Romero's research have shed more light. The details will amaze you. Romero's expedition.
There's no other known crashes in the area, and certainly not of that era, and that kind of design with the tail that you see clearly in the image.
In 2023, Tony Romeo, a private pilot and former U.S. Air Force intelligence officer, embarked on a mission to solve one of aviation's greatest mysteries, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. Driven by a lifelong fascination with Earhart's story and a desire for adventure beyond his commercial real estate career, Romeo sold his business interests to fund the expedition. He assembled a 16-person team and acquired the Hugin 6000, a state-of-the-art autonomous underwater vehicle capable of reaching depths up to 6,000 meters. The team set sail from the island of Kiribati, approximately 1,200 miles south of Hawaii, in September 2023, aiming to scan the ocean floor near Howland Island, where Earhart was last known to plan a stopover. Over 90 days, the Deep Sea Vision team meticulously scanned over 5,200 square miles of the Pacific Ocean floor using the Hugin 6000. Each dive of the AUV lasted nearly 2 days, capturing several terabytes of sonar data. The team modified the AUV's side-scan sonar to search swaths nearly 1,600 meters wide, a substantial increase from the standard 450 meters, enhancing their ability to cover vast areas efficiently. In December 2023, as the team reviewed the collected sonar data, they identified a fuzzy yellow outline resembling an aircraft. Tony Romeo expressed his excitement, stating, "In the end, we came out with an image of a target that we believe very strongly is Amelia's aircraft." The sonar image appeared to show features consistent with Earhart's Lockheed 10E Electra, including its distinctive twin vertical stabilizers. But that's not all. Romeo believed that the sonar image suggested a gentle water landing, aligning with the theory that Earhart would have attempted to land the aircraft safely. He remarked that they had always felt she would have made every attempt to land the aircraft gently on the water, and that the aircraft signature seen in the sonar image suggested that might be the case. The team planned to return to the site with an operational camera on the AUV to capture clearer images and confirm the object's identity. In November 2024, Deep Sea Vision returned to the site to conduct further investigations. Upon deploying the AUV directly above the anomaly, they obtained high-resolution images revealing that the object was a natural rock formation. Romeo expressed his disappointment, stating that it was the cruelest formation ever created by nature, and that it almost seemed as if someone had deliberately arranged the rocks in a pattern resembling her plane, just to mislead those searching for her. Despite the setback, Romeo and his team remain undeterred in their mission to locate Earhart's missing plane. They have since explored more than 1,000 additional square miles of the ocean floor, bringing their total search area to at least 7,700 square miles. Romeo emphasized the importance of perseverance, stating that they would keep searching. The team plans to return to the area for further exploration, hopeful that their continued efforts will eventually yield definitive answers. Two mysteries, but decades apart. The disappearances of Amelia Earhart in 1937 and Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 in 2014 stand as two of aviation's most perplexing mysteries. Despite occurring nearly 8 decades apart, both cases share similarities: the sudden loss of contact, the vast and challenging search areas, and the enduring quest for answers that has captivated the world. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 in 2014 prompted one of the most extensive and costly search operations in aviation history. Coordinated by the Australian Transport Safety Bureau, the search involved multiple phases, including a bathymetric survey to map the ocean floor and a deep-sea search using side-scan sonar and AUVs. Over 200,000 square kilometers of the southern Indian Ocean were meticulously examined. Despite these efforts, only a few pieces of debris were found, and the main wreckage remains elusive. The search has since been suspended, but the mystery endures. Both searches leveraged cutting-edge technology to navigate the challenges of deep-sea exploration. In Earhart's case, the Huygens 6000 AUV provided high-resolution sonar imaging of the ocean floor. For MH370, the ATSB utilized multi-beam sonar systems to create detailed maps of the seabed, aiding in the deployment of AUVs and towed sonar devices. These technologies have been instrumental in advancing our understanding of the ocean's depths, even if definitive answers remain out of reach. The vastness and depth of the search areas presented significant obstacles in both cases. For Earhart, the Pacific Ocean's expanse and the limitations of historical data complicated the search. In the case of MH370, the southern Indian Ocean's remote location and treacherous conditions hindered progress. Additionally, the degradation of potential evidence over time and the limitations of current technology underscore the immense difficulty of such endeavors. Beyond the technical challenges, both mysteries have deeply affected the public and the families of those involved. What are your thoughts on these findings? Do you think it was the case of an alien abduction? Let us know in the comments section. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Remember to like, share it, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.